Hello students, my name is Evans Christian Komba. I hold a Bachelor of Education of Arts with Education from the University of Dar es Salaam. I have taught economics for 23 years. Let us start from where we ended last time. During last time, we finished looking at classification of markets according to market structures, and we started looking at market classification according to type, market types, where we said we have classification of markets according to commodity, the finished products, which are bought and sold. We said we have markets according to factor market, where factors of production such as land, labor, and capital are bought and sold. And we said we have financial markets, which includes the markets for short-term credits as well as markets for foreign currencies. Today, we focus on classification of markets according to commodity. In this, we have three markets. The first kind of market will be a specific market. With a specific market, a particular type of a commodity is bought and sold. Only one type of a commodity is bought and sold. For instance, in a foreign exchange market, we have only foreign currencies which are being bought and sold. Again, in markets for agricultural products, you find that sometimes only cotton which is being bought and sold, or cashew nuts being bought and sold. So that is a specific market, a market where only one type of a commodity is bought and sold. This is one type of markets and classification of markets according to commodity. The second is a general market. With a general market, you have various types of goods and services which are being bought and sold. A market for various types of commodities. For instance, at Kariakor market area, various commodities are bought and sold. Different types of commodities are bought and sold. That is a general market. The third kind under this category is a grading market. A grading market. In a grading market, commodities are bought and sold according to their grades. Bought and sold according to their grades. For instance, rice, cashew nuts, cotton, tobacco, etc., are bought and sold according to their grades. This is one way of making classification of markets according to commodity. We can also classify markets according to place. Or location. That under this classification, we have other three categories of markets. We have one, a local market. In a local market, you find that goods and services are bought and sold around the area of their production. For instance, the market for bricks. You find that the place where the bricks are being made is where the market, they're being sold and bought. For instance, as I've said, the market for bricks. Where the bricks are being made is where they're being bought and sold. The second is a national market. With a national market, commodities are bought and sold within the country of production, throughout the country. That is called a national market. When a commodity is bought and sold throughout the country, it has got a national market. The third category under this classification of markets according to place or location, we have an international market. An international market. An international market is the one whereby goods and services are bought and sold in different countries of the world. Goods and services are bought and sold in various countries of the world. For instance, the market for gold. Gold has got international market. It's bought and sold throughout the world. This is the second way of making classification of markets. we started with the classification of markets according to commodity, where we said we have a specific market, a general market, and a grading market. And we have classification of markets according to location or place, where we have a local market, we have a national market, and an international market. But we still go on looking at the third kind of making classification of markets. Now, this is based on time. So, next is looking at classification of markets according to time. Well, students, we have reached at the point when we have said that we can also classify markets according to time. So, the third way is classification of markets according to time. This has also got three kinds. One, a day-to-day market. In a day-to-day market, the prices of the commodities are determined by the demand and supply conditions of that particular day. So when you have a market where prices are determined by demand and supply conditions of a particular day, that is a day-to-day market. The second is a short period market. A short period market. In a short period market, it's a market where prices of commodities are determined by demand and supply conditions of the short period. So when you have a market in which the prices of commodities are determined by demand and supply conditions of the short period or the short run, we say that is a short period market. And lastly, we have a long period market. A long period market. In a long period market, is a market where the prices of commodities are determined by the demand and supply conditions of the long period. So we are through with this part which was concerned with classification of markets. We started with classification of markets according to market structures. We passed through classification of markets according to market types. We have said we have classification of markets according to commodity, according to place, and now it's according to time. Dear students, after having seen this part which was concerned with classification of markets based on various conditions, we go to functions of a market. Functions of a market. A market performs several functions. One of the functions of a market is of price stabilization. Price stabilization, making prices stable. So when prices shoot up, market conditions will operate in such a way that at the end of the day, prices will fall. And if prices fall, market conditions will operate to make prices rise. So all the time to make prices stable. How does this happen? For instance, there was an increase in demand. The consequence of increase in demand is the rise of the prices. The rise of the prices is an incentive to producers to increase supply. So supply will increase. And what happens when supply increases? The end result of the rise of supply is the fall of prices. So automatically, the increase in demand, which led to the increase in prices, led to increase in supply, which the outcome was the fall of prices, prices remaining stable. This is one of the functions of a market. The second function of a market, my students, is to increase production. When a market is large enough, it induces producers to increase production. So the expansion of a market induces producers to increase production. The third function of a market is to create a mutual relationship, a friendly relationship between producers and consumers, buyers and sellers. To create a friendly relationship between buyers and sellers due to frequent contact Buyers and sellers will, from time to time, interact, communicate. Through that communication, they establish a friendly relationship among them. The fourth function of a market is to facilitate transactions. It provides opportunity for selling and buying. A market provides a facility for selling and buying. Another function of a market is acting as a source of supply. A market is a place from where various goods and services can be obtained. That it is from the market where various commodities, goods and services can be obtained. A market also acts as an outlet for goods and services. So from a market, we can obtain all these facilities. A market helps to stabilize prices, helps to increase production, creates contact between buyers and sellers, and therefore establishing a friendly relationship between buyers and sellers. It facilitates transactions, a source of supply, and an outlet for various goods and services. My dear students, we have reached at the point when we can explain what are the functions of a market. We go for a short break, and when we come back, we look at the extent of a market. What factors determine the size of the market?